Imagine this. Every time she pulls away, it feels like a personal rejection. But what if it's not about you at all? What if beneath her actions, there's a hidden current pulling her in directions she herself doesn't fully grasp? This unseen force is the unconscious mind, a vast inner world shaping desires, fears, and behaviors beyond our conscious control. In relationships, it's the silent architect behind the chaos, the confusion, and the moments that leave you questioning everything. What you see on the surface, words, promises, gestures, often hides a complex web of unconscious drives rooted in early emotional imprints, unresolved wounds, and primal instincts. Understanding these forces doesn't just explain the mystery of her behavior, it empowers you to navigate the hidden dynamics that govern attraction, love, and conflict. This isn't about blaming or labeling, it's about unveiling the shadowy patterns beneath the dance of intimacy. In this video, we'll explore how deep psychological currents influence relationships, especially how men can make sense of the paradoxes in women's behavior. Stay with me, because the truth behind what drives connection and disconnection is far more profound than you've ever imagined. Imagine for a moment that much of what drives human behavior lies hidden, deep beneath conscious awareness, in a realm Freud called the unconscious mind. This shadowy landscape shapes not only how we think and feel, but how we act, often without us realizing it. Freud revealed that our unconscious holds desires, fears, and memories that influence our choices in subtle yet powerful ways. Now, consider how this hidden world affects relationships, especially the complex dance between men and women. You might have felt bewildered by her sudden mood shifts, the mixed signals, or the mysterious pull and push of intimacy. These behaviors are rarely just about what she consciously says or does. Instead, they are echoes of unconscious processes, primal drives and emotional wounds playing out beneath the surface. For many men, this can feel like navigating a labyrinth without a map, questioning their worth or wondering what they did wrong. The truth is, much of what happens in relationships is governed by these unseen psychological forces that neither partner fully controls. In this video, we'll dive into these hidden layers of the mind to shed light on why these patterns arise. We'll explore how unconscious dynamics influence attraction, emotional responses, and the push-pull that often defines romantic connection. By understanding these deeper mechanisms, you'll gain clarity and tools to respond with insight rather than confusion. Prepare to uncover the psychological truths behind common relationship struggles, truths that can transform how you see yourself, your partner, and the very nature of connection itself. Imagine you're with someone who seemed deeply connected, someone whose love felt real and steadfast. For a while, everything flows: laughter, shared dreams, moments of closeness that feel like home. Then, without warning, she begins to pull away. The warmth cools, texts become sparse, invitations fade. You find yourself asking over and over, "What did I do wrong?" You replay every conversation, every gesture, searching for a misstep. Was it something you said? Something you didn't say? The confusion gnaws at you because on the surface, she still says she cares, she still wants you. But her actions paint a different picture. You feel like you're chasing shadows, grasping for certainty in an unpredictable storm. This experience is more common than you think, and it's rarely as simple as miscommunication or neglect. Often, what she consciously says, "I want stability, I love you, I just need space," only tells part of the story. Beneath these words lies a hidden current, a tangle of unconscious drives and unresolved emotions that guide her behavior more than she may realize. Her withdrawal isn't always about you. It's a dance between her conscious desires and the unconscious patterns that have taken root deep within. These patterns emerge from early emotional wounds, fears of vulnerability, or primal urges for both safety and excitement that can pull her in conflicting directions. Understanding this paradox, the split between what she consciously expresses and what her unconscious demands, is key. It reframes your confusion not as a personal failure, but as a reflection of the complex inner landscape both of you are navigating, often without a clear map. Imagine a part of the mind so powerful that it shapes your every feeling, impulse, and decision without you even realizing it. This is Freud's concept of the unconscious, a hidden realm beneath your conscious awareness, where memories, desires, and fears silently pull the strings of behavior. It is the engine driving much of what you do, often without your permission or understanding. Now, when it comes to relationships, especially with women, this unconscious plays a profound role. It's not just about the thoughts or words they express. It's about the deep-seated feelings and biological rhythms that shape their moods and desires. For example, the cyclical nature of hormones, like those influencing the ovulation cycle, can subtly sway emotions and attraction patterns, pushing and pulling in ways that seem mysterious or even contradictory. This biological undercurrent works alongside the unconscious mind's intricate web of past experiences, unresolved emotions, and primal drives. These forces interact invisibly, crafting behavior that can seem erratic or confusing from the outside, but is a natural response to inner currents few are fully aware of. Imagine waves beneath a calm sea. What you see on the surface is only part of the story. The real motion happens underneath, shaping everything above it. The combination of unconscious psychological forces and biological rhythms means that much of what happens in a woman's emotional world isn't consciously controlled. This creates a tension. The woman's conscious intentions may be for peace, connection, and stability, but unconscious drives and hormonal fluctuations may steer her toward chaos, distance, or unexpected responses. Understanding these hidden dynamics is not about excusing behavior, but about recognizing the complexity and depth beneath the surface. It's a key to empathy and insight, revealing why relationships often feel like navigating shifting sands beneath your feet. Imagine that beneath the surface of every relationship lies a complex interplay of forces shaped long before you ever met your partner. Freud's concept of the unconscious reveals that much of what drives human behavior, especially in love and attachment, resides outside of conscious awareness. It is here that hidden memories, emotions, and unresolved conflicts quietly dictate how you connect, react, and even choose whom to love. One powerful force at work is the mother complex, a psychological pattern where men unconsciously repeat emotional dynamics experienced with their mothers. This isn't about blaming anyone, but recognizing how early attachments and wounds form templates that influence adult relationships. You might find yourself drawn to women who evoke familiar feelings, both nurturing and frustrating, that echo your childhood, even if they cause pain or confusion. Projection also plays a critical role in these dynamics. This is where parts of your own unconscious, traits, fears, or desires you refuse to acknowledge, are cast onto your partner. She may unknowingly become a mirror reflecting your shadow self, and similarly, you might project onto her what you cannot see within yourself. This invisible dance of projection can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, or a magnetic pull, depending on what is being projected and how aware you both are. Engaging in shadow work, the conscious process of facing and integrating these hidden parts, is essential to breaking free from repeating destructive patterns. When childhood wounds remain unhealed, they continue to shape unconscious patterns that steer attraction and behavior, often sabotaging happiness. Recognizing these Freudian concepts invites you to look deeper into your own emotional landscape and your partner's, fostering empathy and opening the door to conscious healing and healthier connections. It challenges the illusion that love is simple, revealing it instead as a profound psychological journey shaped by the unseen echoes of your past. Imagine hearing her say she wants loyalty, peace, and stability. words that promise safety and comfort. Yet, beneath those words, an unconscious yearning stirs, pulling her toward chaos, unpredictability, and emotional storms. This tension between conscious desire and unconscious craving creates a paradox that can leave you bewildered, questioning what is real and what is illusion. This contradiction is not mere contradiction, but a complex dance between the conscious mind's need for order and the unconscious's craving for intensity. For many women, the unconscious mind, shaped by early experiences, societal pressures, and primal instincts, holds a deep-seated longing for excitement and transformation, even if it disrupts the very peace they seek. The unconscious craving for chaos is not about destruction for destruction's sake. It is about awakening, feeling alive, and breaking free from the dullness of safety that sometimes feels like stagnation. It's a hidden fire that demands acknowledgement, yet is often misunderstood or denied. This creates a push-pull dynamic in relationships. The desire for calm is real, but so is the magnetic pull toward emotional turbulence. For you, this paradox can manifest as confusion, hurt, or frustration, wondering why her actions don't align with her words. She may seek closeness one moment and distance the next, stability and then unpredictability. It's as if two opposing forces battle within her, each seeking fulfillment in different ways. Understanding this tension through the lens of the unconscious allows you to see beyond surface behaviors. It reframes confusion as complexity, chaos as a call for deeper engagement, and contradiction as an invitation to explore the hidden layers of desire that shape human connection. Recognizing this paradox is the first step toward empathy, patience, and ultimately, more authentic relationships. Imagine waking up each day only to find yourself caught in the same emotional loop, falling for the same type of partner, facing familiar conflicts, repeating painful patterns that feel impossible to break. This isn't mere coincidence or bad luck. It's what Freud and Jung called repetition compulsion, an unconscious drive to reenact unresolved wounds in the hope of finally healing them. This cycle operates beneath your awareness, compelling you to recreate scenarios that echo your earliest emotional traumas. The mind, in its paradoxical wisdom, drags you back to familiar pain, not to punish, but to give you a chance to confront what was never fully addressed. Like a shadow you keep chasing, these patterns keep pulling you back into the same storm. Take, for example, the common experience of repeatedly falling for emotionally unavailable partners. On the surface, it seems irrational. Why choose someone who can't meet your needs? But beneath that choice lies a deeper script written in childhood. Perhaps a longing for the parent who was distant or inconsistent, a blueprint etched into your psyche. Your unconscious compels you to relive these dynamics, seeking a resolution that never came. This compulsion is relentless because it is fueled by unresolved emotional energy. Each repetition is an invitation, often disguised as heartbreak, to finally acknowledge the buried pain and reclaim your power. But without conscious awareness, it becomes a trap, spinning you in circles of confusion and despair. Understanding repetition compulsion transforms frustration into insight. It reveals that your struggles are not failures but signposts, signaling where your soul demands attention. Breaking free requires courage to face the past honestly and the willingness to rewrite your internal narrative. Only then can you stop reenacting old wounds and begin forging a path toward genuine healing and transformation. Modern neuroscience increasingly validates what Freud and Jung intuited about repetition compulsion. Our brains literally get wired by trauma. When you experience emotional pain or chaos, your neural pathways, those connections in the brain that shape how you think, feel, and react, form patterns that embed these experiences deep into your nervous system. Trauma imprints itself in the brain's emotional centers, particularly the amygdala, which governs fear and survival responses. Over time, repeated exposure to emotional chaos or instability creates a neural habit, sensitizing you to similar stimuli. Your brain learns to anticipate and respond to these patterns as if they were normal or even necessary for survival. This wiring explains why you might feel inexplicably drawn to chaotic relationships or familiar emotional pain. It's not just psychological, it's biological. Your brain's default state becomes one of alertness or reactivity to familiar stress, making it difficult to break free from these cycles without conscious effort. Conversely, when your brain experiences emotional safety and stability, it forms pathways that promote calmness and trust. Healing, then, is about rewiring these neural circuits by creating new, positive experiences and consciously choosing responses that foster emotional security. Understanding this neurological basis offers profound validation. Your repeated struggles aren't personal failures, but patterns etched into your brain's wiring. Awareness of this empowers you to take deliberate steps toward reshaping those pathways, rewiring your brain to seek peace over chaos, stability over repetition, and healing over pain. One of the most common traps men fall into is taking women's behaviors personally, believing that every pull-away, every mood swing, or every contradiction is a direct reflection of their worth or failure. This mindset fuels frustration and confusion, deepening the emotional distance instead of bridging it. But what if these reactions aren't about you at all? Many men try to solve these emotional puzzles with logic and reason, attempting to fix what feels broken. They analyze every word, replay every moment, searching for a mistake or an explanation that will restore harmony. Yet, emotional dynamics in relationships aren't always governed by rational thought. They're often driven by unconscious forces, hidden desires, and unresolved wounds beneath the surface. Freud suggested that true strength lies in understanding these unconscious depths, not by denying emotions or trying to control them, but by becoming a man who is unshakable, who can't be broken by confusion or chaos. This strength comes from emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and the willingness to face uncomfortable truths about yourself and your partner. Instead of reacting to every emotional ripple as a personal attack, men can learn to observe these patterns with curiosity and compassion. Recognizing that unconscious drives shape behaviors allows you to step back from reactive thinking and cultivate resilience. This shift from trying to control to understanding creates space for deeper connection, emotional maturity, and authentic intimacy. To think like a man who can't be broken is to embrace the complexity of human psychology, to move beyond ego-driven defensiveness, and to engage with relationships as a dynamic dance of conscious and unconscious energies, one that requires patience, presence, and a profound respect for the unseen forces at play. Navigating the complex waters of unconscious drives in relationships requires more than just good intentions. It demands mindful, deliberate action. The first step is learning to recognize the gap between what's spoken and what's truly driving behavior beneath the surface. When words don't align with actions, don't rush to conclusions. Instead, hold space for the unseen emotional currents at play. Maintaining your emotional stability is vital. When chaos stirs or confusion arises, resist the urge to chase or fix immediately. Sometimes pulling back, creating a quiet distance, speaks louder than explanations ever could. This emotional mystery not only preserves your inner strength, but also invites space for both partners to reflect and recalibrate. Avoid drowning the silence with over-explanations or justifications. Silence can be a powerful mirror, revealing truths that words cannot capture. Use this pause to center yourself and observe without judgment, fostering emotional resilience. Accepting the shadow aspects, those hidden imperfect parts within your partner and yourself, is equally important. Fear of these shadows breeds denial and conflict, Embracing them cultivates compassion and authenticity. Recognize that shadow traits don't define the whole person, but offer keys to deeper understanding and healing. Above all, practice patience. Emotional maturity isn't a sprint, it's a slow unfolding. Self-awareness grows through consistent reflection and openness to discomfort. By grounding yourself in presence and empathy, you can navigate the unpredictable tides of unconscious drives with grace. Ultimately, mastering these dynamics isn't about control, but about conscious engagement, an ongoing journey of resilience, trust, and profound connection. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect and comment below with the word unconscious. Your voice matters, and sharing your experience can light the way for others navigating similar challenges. Don't keep these insights to yourself. Share this video with anyone who might benefit from understanding the hidden forces shaping their relationships. For more deep dives into psychology, emotional intelligence, and the complexities of human connection, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community of seekers and learners. Your journey to awareness and empowerment continues here.